Now we'll up the speed to the 5. This is the only push mower, guys, that I know that will do a burnout. Check this out. Stoney Ridge Farm. Woo! Hey there, folks, this is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome back to another fun, exciting Tool Tuesday here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. I don't know how fun and exciting Tool Tuesdays are for you guys, but I really enjoy it. And today we're going to be messing with a new cool tool. This is a Milwaukee push mower. I've never seen it. I've never opened the box. I don't know a lot about it. Milwaukee sent this out for us to test and for me to show you guys whether it's farm tough or whether it's not. So what we're going to do, we're going to rip this thing out of the box, and I mean rip it out of the box. We're going to put it together and we're going to take it out into some normal grass, and we're going to mow some normal grass, and then we're going to go around my garden spot at the end, and we're going to test it out on grass. It's like this high, almost knee high. So without further ado, this is the Milwaukee M18 mower, and we're going to open her up and let her rip, Tater Chip. It's all battery powered, so please don't roll your eyes, because a lot of people don't want to fool with small engines anymore. Now, a lot of people don't want to fool with going to get gasoline. So if you have a small SUV or a small car and a small yard, do you want to put gasoline inside your car? Odds are you don't. That's where a battery powered tool like this comes into effect. So let's open this critter up and put her to work, see what it does, and I'll give you my feedback here at the end. Stick around. We're going to put it in some deep grass that it's not designed to cut. So we flip up a chute and we put our hooks in place. And it's just that simple. It's ready to rock and roll. Let's open this guy up and see what we've got on the inside. So again, it does come with 2 batteries. Those batteries are right there. This is the M18 Red HD 12.0 battery system. Toss that in the trash. This is the rapid charger. And if you don't want to bag, this is your chute. Let's open this guy up, see what we got inside. Okay, this is kind of spring-loaded, so it drops back down pretty easily. We'll go ahead and drop 1 battery in, just like so, and we'll raise it up. Drop battery number 2 in. Both of these batteries have indicators on them, and they are both slap full, fully charged, ready to go. We'll check those when we get done here in just a minute. This does have a handle here and a handle here for ease of picking up. It has these little tabs right here, so you can turn that, and you can turn this, and you can store it. In other words, if you want to store it in your garage, or if you're hauling it in your car trunk or something like that, you can store it by flipping these tabs up and flipping this guy all the way over. We have red indicator lights that tell us how much battery life we have. Flip these tabs. You can lock them open position and close position. This is your height adjuster right here, so you can bring it up or down. So to remove our bag, we simply lift it off, close that guy right there. That is the mulching setting, and if we want to put in our discharge chute, I just learned how to do this. We're going to raise this up, and we're going to hook up our discharge chute right here. There are a few arrows that you line up. Bam. Then it discharges out that way. So it's a little different than any mower I've ever seen. It has a discharge chute that's behind you instead of out to the side. We'll test that out when we get down there to the garden, especially in that tall stuff. Again, I'm not a guy for bagging, so I'm going to use that for sure when we get down to the garden. Here's what Milwaukee says. 21-inch self-propelled dual battery mower, driven to outperform. Best quality cut, mulch discharge, torque, all sorts of stuff, and it's got a list of all the cool stuff. 3-in-1 grass management, mulch, bag, or rear side discharge. Steel deck, totally steel deck right here, guys, so that's really, really cool. Optimized steel deck. Battery fuel gauge, we saw that. Single point height adjust, which is that handle we saw just a second ago. We've got some on and off buttons and stuff up by the side. We have front and side lights in case you're out there mowing after dark. I don't know if maybe you're a 12-hour shift worker and you get home after dark, you can still mow. Engage both the bar to start mowing. So let's sit this guy down on the ground and pull the trigger on it, see what we got going here. I'm going to try both handles real quick. Oh, it is heavy. It is pretty heavy. I'm going to give it about a 50-pounder, something like that. Ergonomic grip, nice. I'll get you some close-ups of what this looks like. It's totally different than any mower I've ever used. Pretty cool. Our battery indicator shows full, Our batteries are in here. Our 2 carrying handles are there. I've got the discharge chute on. Now, I didn't read the instructions, so we'll squeeze this, see what it says. I think this turns it on. Yep. And that turns it off. So you have a dual safety mechanism. You have to pull it and hit the button. This, evidently, okay, that's your drive mechanism. So it's self-propelled and it's variable speed. So the harder you push, the faster it goes. That's really cool. When you let off, it freewheels. And oh, this thing will pull you, man. That thing's cool. Now we've got speeds. So we've got a speed adjustment here. And we've got blade buttons and light buttons. So that turns our lights on and off. So we've got several different modes here. We've got lighting controls on the handlebar grip. We also have control for the speed at which it goes, and it goes 1.5 miles an hour on the lowest, slowest speed, and 4 miles an hour on the highest speed. So let's just try that real quick. I'm just gonna shoot out the door and go back and forth real quick. We've got speeds 1.5 miles an hour all the way up to 4 miles an hour. That's 1.5. Okay, it's a little good. You know, the slower you go, the better it mows, right? Now we'll up the speed to the 5. This is the only push mower, guys, that I know that will do a burnout. Check this out. This thing is getting it, man, just straight getting it. Can you guys hear that? All right, so when you're putting it back in the garage, you can get on back to the house. We got 2 modes on here. We have lighting and we have high lift mode. We'll try high lift mode in the tall grass and in the short grass. So let's get down in the yard and put this thing to work, see how she does. Let's just talk about the speed that this thing goes. I have to almost run with it if it's at max speed. It moves very, very quickly. Here's what I did. I didn't mow this portion of the yard and I did mow this. We're gonna set the blade at the same height as the yard that I mowed yesterday, and we're gonna just square off a little section right here, and it's pretty tall. I mean, this is way deeper than your ankle. It's probably taller than you'd normally set your mower height. So I think, let's see, let's just try that. Super quiet. First thing I notice, super, super quiet. Let go, turns off. I think we found the sweet spot. Let's get over here, and I'm just gonna do a little square with you guys, and then we're gonna get over in the garden. Check out the garden. This is normal grass. This is the garden's grass. So we've got quite a bit of grass. It's really, really deep and really thick because there's a lot of nutrient in the soil here. So we'll pull up these posts and we'll start mowing this section. We'll just mow all the way through the garden and then we'll check the battery. That is the challenge. Now, I did put the discharge chute on here just to see how it does. We're gonna take it off for now. We're just gonna put the bagger on and see how it does with the bagger. See how long it takes to fill this bagger up. There is a lot of debris here. Contact. Well, that's great. High lift. Okay. It's our little square. We're in the lowest speed. I'm gonna increase my speed in a second. So with tall grass on speed 2, I'm not leaving anything behind, but I will say you do need to use the high lift mode for thick grass. If I put it in non-high lift, you hear it idle down a little slower. You just have to go a little slower if you're gonna do it in the non-high lift mode. Okay, let's see how much we've got in our bagger. A lot. Yeah, our bagger's already full. So I did figure it would fill up pretty quick. Our bagger's slap full already. That little square there, it's cool. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna dump this in just a second. But first, we are going to put on the side discharge chute and see how that does. So bagger's off, and we're gonna go into side discharge mode. And that's what I would typically use my mower with anyway. And it's gonna discharge that direction. Use the trigger, power on, high lift, 1.5 speed. I kind of like that rear discharge. This thing kicks butt. I'm gonna slow it down. Yeah, there we go. So we were on that for probably about 8 minutes. We did knock 1 bar off of the power. Now I'm gonna take down some of these fence posts over here, and we're gonna get into this tall grass, and we're gonna see what this thing really does. Okay, it automatically kicks into high lift when it bogs down. Okay, let's just back up a little bit. Let's try again. Lowest speed. Let's go right down here. I'm letting it propel itself. High lift, low speed, effortless. Pretty effortless to mow, but when the grass is real tall like that, I think we're gonna have to hit it with 2 swipes. Yeah, it's gonna take 2 swipes to get all of it cut. Let me show you exactly what it's doing. So on the first swipe through, it's leaving grass like this, okay? It's just stripping it off. That's pretty normal with any kind of mower. I've got a huge 0 turn, and that's pretty typical. We're gonna just start ripping up through here. I think I'm gonna have to just double up every time, but you can see this grass is tall. This is thick, thick stuff. I'm impressed. bogging. That is some tough stuff. So we're done. Look at it. This thing did a fantastic job. I'm super happy with it. Again, this is the Milwaukee Fuel. Has the dual battery. It's the M18 model. 2 handles up here. You've got a handle here to squeeze. You hit that button. Gauges are playing. You've got high lift for the heavy stuff. And you don't have to have it in high lift in order for it to increase the speed. You got a bagger. You got another thing that covers up this hole right here for mulching. You've got lights on it right there. You've got your go forward, no reverse, just forward. Super impressed. Let's flip it over. Lots of nastiness under there. We did a good job today. We broke her in right. I did set the setting down here to a 4. I could go a little bit lower if I wanted to. Everything is all spring loaded. This is super simple. Increase and decrease your mow height. Super impressed, guys. I will say this, it's got 2. So we're done. Look at it. This thing did a fantastic job. I'm super happy with it. Again, this is the Milwaukee Fuel. Has the dual battery. It's the M18 model. 2 handles up here. You've got a handle here to squeeze. You hit that button. Gauges are playing. You've got high lift for the heavy stuff, and you don't have to have it in high lift in order for it to increase the speed. You got a bagger. You got another thing that covers up this hole right here for mulching. You've got lights on it right there. You've got your go forward, no reverse, just forward. Super impressed. Let's flip it over. Lots of nastiness under there. We did a good job today. We broke her in right. I did set the setting down here to a 4. I could go a little bit lower if I wanted to. Everything is all spring loaded. This is super simple. Increase and decrease your mow height. Super impressed, guys. I will say this, it's got 2 of the M18 12 batteries in it. It takes all your M18 batteries. We still have 1 bar left, and I didn't feel it bog one bit. In other words, as power went down on the batteries, I felt no bog at all. That's impressive. This thing is bad to the bone. It's as good as any gas-powered mower. Absolutely. I'd put it up against any of them. So, guys, thanks a lot for watching on Tool Tuesday. I got to plant the garden now. Look at this mess. I got to harvest some cabbage. We'll see you in a future video on the Stoney Ridge Farm. Thank you. Woo! Well, come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge. Gotta mow. Come on, I need a mayfly to bite me in the face. I hear you buzzing around my head. Folks, if you like tool reviews and you want to join us here on the channel, be sure you hit that subscribe button. We've got a lot more cool stuff that we're going to be reviewing in future Tool Tuesday videos. So we'll see you soon. By the way, that's a '68 Bronco. See you next time.